Hello everyone, once again, I'm Mrs. Mbaya. Today, we want to continue with the chapter 2 of Proverbs on how we can guide, train, and bring up a nation. Last episode, we talked about our children being nations, and we advised each other how to take care of these children. Don't let them grow as a bush, but trim them so that God will be pleased with you. Now I want to go chapter 2 on how to raise godly children, and we are basing on the book of Proverbs. So chapter 2 of Proverbs talks about the benefits of wisdom. And we said wisdom is a guide that will help one in direction and decision making in life. So when I talk about wisdom, have those two words. If I'm wise, I'll be able to lead a good life through direction and decision making. So in verse 1 to 5 of chapter 2 of the Proverbs, the Bible says, "My child, listen to what I say and treasure my commands. Tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding." Verse 3 says, "Cry out for insight and ask for understanding." Verse 4, "Search for them." Who are them? Wisdom, insight, and understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. But let's say here, as you would for money. Seek them as hidden treasure. Verse 5, "Then you'll understand what it means to fear the Lord, and you will gain knowledge of God." So, we have seen that wisdom is a guide to direction and decision in life. Now, the writer is telling us, parents, that listen to me and treasure my words. You know treasury? Treasury is where we put precious things, money. We have Kenyan treasury, which has all the money that we need in our country. So the Bible is saying that if you accept wisdom, if you accept insight, to be discerning, to know, where am I going? What is happening after here? If I take this path, where will it lead me? If I join this company of people, what do they teach me? So the Bible is saying that you treasure that, the wisdom, understanding, and insight. So that in what you lead your children to do, you are also doing as a parent. He says, tune your ear to wisdom. Listen to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Instead of leaving your children on their own, help them to understand wisdom, to understand understanding. He says, cry out to insight. Ask God to give your children insight, to find out what they are doing, to find out what do they want to do in life. Ask your son, ask your daughter, when you grow up, my daughter, what do you want to be? And the child will say, I want to be a pilot. Those are the jobs they say. I want to be a doctor. And then you guide them now to be a doctor. Then you have to learn this, you have to have these subjects, you have to work hard, you have to be disciplined. Insight. And then cry for it, ask for understanding. How do you understand what I'm doing? How do I understand in my education? How do I acquire knowledge that will lead me tomorrow? Then search for wisdom, search for insight, search for understanding as you would for money. Have you realized young people want to get rich as soon as they are employed? And that's why we shared in the other video that bad company will tell you, come, we kill these innocent people and rob them and take what they have and fill our houses with precious things. Why? Because our young children want to get rich as soon as they are employed. As soon as they start doing their business, they are looking for How rich shall I be? If this person has a good car, why can't I have one? And yet they don't know how that person worked hard to get the car is driving. They don't know how that person worked hard to build that good house. So, treasure them and seek them as hidden treasure. Something that is of value is to be worked for. You have to sweat. You have to work so that you get that treasure, so that you get what you need, so that you live a life that you want to live. You live your dream. Don't live in fantasies. Then, Bible says, you will understand what it means to fear the Lord. Now, it is not enough to fear God. It is fear God, work hard, have insight, have understanding, and do all things because God leads you. Tell God, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a musician. I want to be a teacher. I want to preach your word. God, help me. How do I do it? Then God tells you, through wisdom, you will get direction. Through wisdom, you will have to make the right decision. Right decision of maybe you want to be a musician because you saw somebody singing and became very famous, and you are not a singer maybe. God wants you to be a doctor. God wants you to be somebody else. God wants you to be a mechanic. God wants you to be a video programmer. These are all jobs. Ask God, God, let me understand as I go to school, what should I be? So as a parent, direct your child in the right way. Not because somebody has done well, but because it is your duty as a parent to help your children have the best career as you train and watch them grow. Now verse 6 says, for the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. God will give you wisdom. God will help you to learn well, gain knowledge, and God will make you understand. You know, you can be in school and don't understand because you lack wisdom. Wisdom to give you direction, wisdom to lead you, and then you can be able to acquire now that knowledge. Parents, don't force your children to take careers they cannot be able to learn and understand. Sit with your son, sit with your daughter as they go through their higher learning. What do you want to be when you grow up? And the child will say this. Then because you have been so close to this child, you know, my son can be a doctor, yes. Can he be an engineer, yes. Can he be a teacher, yes. Maybe my son can do something else. Can he be an artist? Artists are also paying if the child is disciplined. He can be a mechanic. He can be a good driver. There are professional drivers in Kenya today. So, let the child be able to get understanding, knowledge, and wisdom from God. Knowledge helps this child to pass the exams and accomplish the tasks ahead of him or her. So, make them be people that will be able to qualify for the jobs they are looking for. People will work hard. People will be disciplined. People will be team players. People will be leadership skills. People with organizational skills. Other people will follow as they lead the way in the right path. Thank you so much, parents. Thank you so much for listening to me on this episode. We shall continue the following episode. God bless you.